Good morning. How are you?
Wonderful. It's good to have you on the air with us today, even if you are complaining about Florida weather. I'm telling you what, that takes
You
some
guys
nerve.
you won't understand unless you're down here. Like 60 degrees with the wind and clouds down here is actually cold. You need a jacket. That's the truth. You'd be shocked.
I guess
how
I
cold
would
and windy
be.
it could get.
I guess I would be. I'll tell you what, though. What's really hot is the bat of Adam Frazier. Man, is that guy ready to go?
It's been fun to watch. Not just him, but a number of the guys in the lineup that will be penciled into the top 5, 6 in the lineup and swinging it. But Adam Frazier, he has to feel good about it because he's gotten off to some slow starts in the past. Mm-hmm. He's made a couple, tweaks to his swing where he starts his hands, and man, it's been great. We've watched Adam Frazier when he's been hot before in Pittsburgh, to where it's not just singles. He can hit the ball into the gaps. He can hit the ball into the seats, and every game I see him in the starting lineup, I'm like, well, he's not going to hit 750 after today, and then he gets 3 hits. And then, he's not going to hit 667 after today. He gets another 2 for 3. It just continues to go on, but not quite hitting 700 anymore. But I think he's closer to 600 than 500, and it's been great to see. You just really hope that when guys get hot like this, it carries over into the regular season.
Well, you're an old batting coach, and we remember a couple of years ago David Freese saying, Adam Frazier, that's a batting championship stroke. What is it about Adam Frazier's swing that is so good and enables him he can really go low and take a low ball and do something with it?
Yeah, when a guy, for one, he's not a very big guy. He's a shorter guy that has a very short swing, and there's not a lot of movement in his swing. You could look at a Gregory Polanco, for instance. He's long. He got a lot of levers. He's got a lot of, he's 6'6", and a lot of movement in his swing, to where if the timing's not right, he's going to struggle. And with Adam Frazier, because he has such little movement and he's so quick to the ball, his hands are quick, he's compact. There's less moving parts, and so he's less likely to get out of sync. And typically, when he does get out of sync, it doesn't take him long to get back into the swing of things. And that's why you see that. And again, he does have some power in his bat. He's pretty patient. When you're quick to the ball and you're short and compact like Frazier, you have the luxury of seeing the ball a little bit longer than the guys with longer swings, and so you can wait a little bit longer to make a decision on whether to attack or take, and that also helps because you're less likely to chase pitches out of the strike zone. As
we said, and as you said, he's not the only guy swinging a nice bat. Brian Reynolds has started to come along really nicely. Ke'Bryan Hayes has been Ke'Bryan Hayes right from the very start for the Pirates. This is a fun group to watch so far, isn't it?
Yeah, when you look at Ke'Bryan, ever since I first laid eyes on him down here at spring training, I've yet to see him struggle at the plate. He has such a great approach, and he's so calm and seems so mature for a young guy that we obviously saw what he did last year in Pittsburgh. He hit the ball all over the field. He did that last year here in spring training. He's doing it again this spring. So it really doesn't surprise you. It just amazes you how consistent and how good he is as a hitter. We've heard so much about his defense, but his offense is every bit as good. And so then, that carries down to Brian Reynolds, who, for whatever reason, struggled all last year after a great rookie season. He looks like he's back to normal. He hit his 3rd home run yesterday, which is encouraging. Colin Moran has been solid. Kevin Newman has been killing the ball. Hard to say if he wins that competition as far as starting shortstop or not. But and Gregory Polanco, which I think Brian Reynolds and Gregory Polanco for me are big keys to this offense, because your corner outfielders, they both have power. They both can change the game with one swing. And Polanco has struggled because of injury and other things for the last couple of years. I think it's important for those two guys, to be healthy and swinging the bat well, because that makes a big difference with this offense.
You, in your playing career, found yourself a couple of times, and more than once, in a situation where you were fighting against other veterans to make that final roster. Sometimes you did, and sometimes you didn't. For those veterans, especially those veterans that are trying to sort it out at catcher and the infield positions, what are they going through right now?
I think that's such a neat dynamic because if you're a regular and you know you have the team made, you just can't wait for this spring to end and get back up north and play regular season games in front of, fans, which is going to be great as well to see fans. It's been nice to see fans down here, but any young player or experienced player that doesn't know they have the team made, it's so nerve-wracking. These last week, 10 days, they still have 25 or so cuts to make, and so you feel like you got to go out there every day and do great to impress, to make the club, and and if you don't do great, you might stress even more. There's many nights where you can't sleep. You wake up middle of the night thinking about it, and it could be very stressful. I mean, I've gone to 10 or 11 of these camps. I think I've only made the team 3 times, and it's probably because of the added stress I put to my life, worrying about it instead of just going out there and playing. And that's probably the best advice I'd give, is just go out there and play and do your best, and see what happens and try to relax. But it could be nerve-wracking if you let it get to you and it consumes you like it did me. It doesn't help your performance very often, and so. But yeah, it's you can't wait until those final cuts are made because you'd rather know where you're going. Whether you're going to Pittsburgh or, in this case, the Pirates will go to Chicago, or where am I sending my family? Am I staying here in Florida? Am I going to AAA Indianapolis? What's going to go down? So, it could be stressful.
Are there added pressures because of minor league contraction? There are not going to be as many jobs from organization to organization, and teams are going to have to choose. Do I keep younger guys or do I keep old veterans? And usually it's going to be the veterans who are let go.
That's a great point. I didn't think of that till now. Obviously, there are fewer minor league guys. I do think you'd feel a little better being a guy with major league experience because, especially as a pitcher, everybody's going to need pitching this year because innings are going to be cut short. You're not going to be able to extend guys out to 150, 200 innings for sure. And so pitchers, veteran pitchers might, I think they'll have no problem getting jobs. In some cases, depending on what kind of success you've had at the major league level, I think it's always a bit of an edge for a former major leaguer to make a club, or at least to make a minor league club, or stick around, just because you like to have experience as depth options in case somebody gets hurt. So, I don't know how much they'll worry about that. I know there's some younger guys that might be in camp that really haven't had success at the upper levels that might be out of a job because of contraction in the minor leagues.
Pirates, Orioles this afternoon. Mitch Keller on the mound. I bet you there's some nervous guys in the front office watching that as well because Mitch has not had a good go of it here in the spring, and they'd like to see him really put something solid together today, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I don't think they're really stressing over Mitch Keller because the stuff looks good. He was throwing up to 97 the other day, and the breaking ball looked good. It's just the command's not there, and when the command's not there, you make a couple mistakes, and it just seems like every time he's been out there, his mistakes have been getting hit, and that is concerning. And I think it's important for Mitch Keller to go out there and get outs. He hasn't been able to get outs, and he's been giving up a ton of runs, and I think for his own state of mind, for his confidence, I think he needs to go out there and have better command of his fastball for sure. But to go out there and maybe induce earlier contact to where you can, get through an inning in 15 or 16 pitches, because his innings have been long, laborious, a little erratic with command, and teams have been able to take advantage so far. It's
here on WCCS this afternoon. You working radio or TV today?
TV today. So, we'll be on the air.
Good shape. John Wehner, thanks so much for joining us this morning. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. We'll talk to you Wednesday.
All right. We'll see you. It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS, 101.1 FM and AM 1160 and AM